Listen to the Voice of Survival podcast every other Friday, right here on the Journey into Comics Network. JourneyIntoComics.com.
The following is a Journey into Comics Network production.
We're gonna fuck the sodomites in the...
Warning, Podcastrophe imminent. This is Podcastrophe with Dick and Tyler, and we're coming at you with a fistful of heritage on a podcast where anything goes and there are no safe spaces. This is Podcastrophe.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It is episode 44 of Podcastrophe. I'm your host, Dick.
Making my triumphant return, the one to rule them all. I'm back. It's me, Tyler. Hey.
Hey, how you doing today?
I'm a little bit defeated because I'm so sunburnt. I worked outside today for like 13 hours.
Not to mention, you were already sunburned.
And I was sunburnt from yesterday after working outside for like 7 hours. So I'm pretty defeated because I'm like, my skin is on fire, but my body is really cold.
That's... You got it. There's something wrong there. Like, that's...
That's what happens when I get sunburned. It always happens.
I've never had that.
Yeah, like if you touch my skin, it's really, really hot, but I'm shivering most of the time.
Weird.
Lots of heat trying to escape your body.
You would think, like, they would supply you with some kind of sunscreen or something.
Well, I should just not be a dumbass and think, hey, I'm going to be working outside. I should probably bring some sunscreen.
I thought you said you didn't know if you were going to be working outside today.
I didn't know where outside I was going to be working. Yesterday, I did not know. Today, I assumed I would be. So.
I see. You liking that job, though?
Yes. I'm learning, and I'm being treated with respect, and I actually get to tinker and do things that I enjoy. Subaru is probably one of the first jobs that I've ever worked for a year and, like, not been ready to leave. And obviously this is only week 2 of being an electrician, but I'm really enjoying it. I get to do a lot of cool shit.
I'm glad. I'm really glad. Yeah. It's good to have you back. That last show I did solo was kind of rough.
I watched it, obviously what I could live, and you just looked defeated. You looked scared.
It was...
My blanket's not here, and I don't know what to do.
Well, I went into that show like just completely unprepared. Didn't really have much of a rundown. I had a little bit of a rundown.
Would it hurt your feelings if I told you your Jurassic Park stream, like before or immediately after that? I can't remember where it was at. Was more interesting than your episode that you did by yourself?
No, it wouldn't hurt my feelings.
Yeah, it was.
Because I understand. Yeah, that was rough. And on top of that, it was just I was so just. As you said, defeated.
You look really tired,
just from work. Like, work drained the shit out of me, like, the last 2 weeks before shutdown. I'm on shutdown now. It's great. I moved. We're if you're watching the live stream, you see that we are in a new space.
We're in Studio Dick. We're out of the Sanctum of Dicks now. We're now in the what am I going to name it? The Hall of Dicks? No, I got to find a better one.
We'll work on it.
I was going to say like the Hall of Justice.
We'll work on it.
We're Sanctum Phallic something.
Jennifer says she saw Jurassic World and she almost cried on one part.
That's
something we can talk about today.
That's a very common theme with that movie right now, though it's not reviewing very well or being received by fans very well. There's a couple scenes in the movie that really tug on your heartstrings, and if you look at some of the director commentary or just the cast in general, there are certain scenes in the movie that are put in certain places to get you the way that the original Jurassic Park movie did. So the big scene that everybody's talking about, this is a little bit spoilery, but it's not that great of a movie, so I'm not worried about spoiling it for people. But as they're leaving the island, as the volcano is exploding, you see one final brachiosaur just going out almost in a fit of sadness and rage. It's rearing up on its hind legs. It's crying out because it's on the beach and lava's, magma is flowing up behind it and it has nowhere to go, and it knows that it can't swim.
Yeah.
Because the body's too big. They can't swim. So that scene of just that animal playing out its final moments is supposed to be a recreation of the original scene in Jurassic Park when they're in the Jeep and everybody sees the brachiosaur for the first time. They're talking about, wait, you have a T-Rex? You clocked it at 35 miles an hour?
So the scene that happened earlier when they're just, cruising through the old, tourist area, I thought that was an homage to
They're supposed to go together. It's part one, part two.
Gotcha.
Because now, that's obviously not one of the animals that they saved. I mean, they saved some of them, because at the end, there's some of those in the pen, or the pens.
Mm-hmm.
But that animal, the way that they shot it, it's supposed to be assumed that that animal and the one that walked through the park when they first arrived
are the same ones.
Is the same animal.
And it's also assumed that that thing's dead.
It's not assumed, it's confirmed.
Yeah, it's dead as fuck.
It gone.
It gone. No more brachiosaurs.
Not clean. You should not breed or crossbreed your boxer puppy with the ultimate raptor.
What is the ultimate raptor?
The Indoraptor.
The Indoraptor?
Yeah.
Okay. They added the Indoraptor to Jurassic World Evolution, and I can't wait to unlock it.
Can I come over and LAN party that with you?
I don't know if you can LAN party. You can't. You can't do that.
Why are you shooting down my hopes and dreams? You're not supposed to do this to me.
I mean, if you want to come over here and play Jurassic World on solo with me while I play it solo, because there's no multiplayer aspect to the game.
Or you could sit and watch me play it on your computer.
Maybe.
I mean...
Maybe.
Anyway, so I wasn't here last week to give my review of Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. I'm going to give it a 6.5 or a 7 out of 10, and that's me being very generous. I thought the cast was very well done. There was some characters that I would like to see continue to grow and evolve throughout the story. There's certain characters that I do not want to see again. The young kid actor that's the IT guy in the movie.
Oh.
I don't want to see him anymore. He's not funny.
Oh, I love Jake.
No.
Jake, can't remember his last name, but his name's Jake. And
He's not a good actor.
Dude, he's hilarious.
No.
I think he's hilarious.
Tell me at what point in that movie he was hilarious.
Any time in that, I enjoyed all of his parts.
No.
It was forced, but I enjoyed it.
That movie is about heroes and doing shit.
He's playing Peter Parker in the Into the Spider-Verse, right?
That's fine. I don't really give a shit. I mean, he can be a voice actor all day, but he doesn't have any acting talent, in my opinion. I thought Bryce Dallas Howard. I cannot talk today because my brain has been fried by the sun.
Yes.
I think she is going... she's been in the industry for a long time, and she doesn't get recognized a lot. She gets recognized for, The Village and Jurassic World. That's about it. And she's done a lot more than that. And she has one of the best acting pedigrees of anybody.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, think about who her dad is. It's Ron fucking Howard.
Yes.
In my opinion, a member of the holy trinity of directors between Howard, Lucas, and Spielberg.
She was in Spider-Man 3.
Thank you. So
we don't talk about that movie.
Yeah, we don't talk about that. That movie never happened. But I like to see that this movie focused on her a lot. That final scene at the end, that is Chris Pratt's character is do what you got to do, but know that we can't accept we have to accept the consequences of the decision that you make. Her character was the main character of the movie.
Oh, yeah.
Chris Pratt was just a supporting character this time. I think Chris was the main character of the last film, my opinion.
I think they were just all supporting each other because, like, you had the kids, you had her.
The only reason I say that is if you took away Chris Pratt and his Raptor program, what would the plot of that movie be?
That's fair.
That would be nothing. He is the most pivotal character in the first movie, I think, and it carries over into this film. Otherwise, they wouldn't have had somebody to go get Blue, because Blue would have killed everybody. So, I'm not going to go on much longer about Jurassic World. That's my take. I really hope that if we are going to continue, if we're going to continue the Jurassic Park franchise, which I hope we do. It's a time-tested franchise through all of the bullshit. It's stuck around. Like any movie that gets overmade, movies get bad, scripts get kind of wonky, especially this one. I hope with the next film they turn it around. At least try to. If they try to put the film or the franchise back on track, I'll be okay with it. I'll accept it. But if they continue to go off the rails like they did with this film, I'll have a hard time watching it.
Yeah, I talked about it a little bit last week, but they had some really cool parts with I can't remember the guy's name, but the other guy that worked with Hammond originally. I really enjoyed that back stuff that they had.
I did too, and I called it at the moment that I saw it, or the moment I heard him say, "You look just like her." Because if you go back and read...
I didn't even think about it.
If you go back and read Michael Crichton's original books, cloning humans is something that gets brought up in the books, and it's like, absolutely not, we cannot do something like that, especially, the governments of the world would step in and then intervene. I mean, because if you think about it, when Michael Crichton wrote these books, and then when everyone else has produced and directed these movies, government, for the most part, stays out of it.
Yeah.
And, I mean, the Costa Rican government's mentioned, the United States government's obviously involved in the Lost World, and then, again, Costa Rican, yada yada. But the world's government stays out of it up until this film. Mm-hmm. They're like, hey, we need to go save the dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs.
And the world's government's like, sorry, fuck y'all's dinosaurs, because you didn't need to make them anyway.
Yeah.
Like,
well, gonna let nature take its course.
Yep. Which is a realistic decision to make.
Yeah, honestly.
More than likely the better decision to make, especially with the way that the film ended. But I'll be interested to see how they continue and how it plays out. So. Same.
Another thing, I loved and was disappointed with the Indoraptor.
Oh no, that to me is one of the things that shined in the film.
It had a weird personality to it.
You got to remember though, it was the prototype.
Yes, it was a prototype, and I also remember that it was designed to act like this, to do these things that it's doing. It just struck me wrong.
Man, when that thing went to go running down the hallway on all fours. The homage back to the original film when she jumps into the dumbwaiter and she's trying to slam the thing?
Yes.
That was perfectly done. But when that thing was actually running down the hallway, it was running on all fours.
Yes.
Which, I mean, if you bring physics into it, you can run faster on all fours than you can on two legs. If your muscle structure is designed to do it that way. That's why chimpanzees can run faster than people, because they use their arms and their legs at the same time.
Yes.
So... I thought it was badass myself. I liked the design of the animal. I thought it was God, my ribs are cramping up. Not my ribs, but my abs. I don't even have abs and they're cramping up. I gotta stand up. But I thought that the Indoraptor was the perfect combination of Jurassic Park 3's iteration of raptors and the Indominus Rex.
Okay.
Because, in Jurassic Park 3, they had the plumage on the back of their head. That was right around the time when everybody's like, oh my god, dinosaurs were actually birds and they all had feathers. That's when that theory really started to take hold.
Ooh, Jennifer brings up a thing that I completely forgot to mention, and I was thinking about the whole time because while they were hiding from the Indoraptor in the museum type area, I kept hearing this tapping, and I couldn't tell if it was in the movie.
Yeah, I mean, it focuses in on its feet a couple times.
Yeah, and that's when I started. I was like, it is tapping on the ground with that fucking claw. And Jennifer just comments, was it tapping its nail for echolocation?
It could have.
And I think that is a very good theory.
It also, with, you said the animal was kind of weird with its behaviors and its mannerisms.
Its personality.
Its personality was very weird.
It just put me off.
That could have just been a part of its personality, because it's so hyper intelligent of an animal. We as human beings, compared to every other animal on Earth, are hyper intelligent. We do weird shit like that. Like right now, you're tapping your leg.
I was itching it.
Right, but either way, that could be that for that animal.
Yeah.
That individual. But I like that theory, and I read it online the other day that it was tapping its claws for echolocation because it could also see in infrared.
Yes.
That's something they confirmed in the film. It could see...
Because the Indominus Rex could. Because they use pit viper.
Yep. It could see in the ultraviolet spectrum.
I did some research and looked into like all the genomes that they put into the Indominus Rex. There's tons of shit. I mean, tree frogs to change color, to camouflage themselves. Pit viper DNA for the infrared, seeing heat. All kinds of shit. Plus, on top of that, the base genome's T-Rex.
Right.
There's a bunch of other dinosaurs, and especially Velociraptor. So I thought it was really funny that the base genomes for the Indoraptor is the Indominus Rex, so DNA that's already fucked all to hell.
Everything that was already there.
Yeah. Plus more Velociraptor. I think they did that for the size, to reduce the size and whatnot. But
Right.
It's really cool how getting into the genetics of creating animals like that is actually really cool, I think.
Well, it's a cool concept to think about, and it's something that makes Jurassic Park so cool anyway, because we are approaching the time where this might actually be viable.
Yeah.
We might actually be able to harvest DNA from bone or fucking from mosquitoes and amber. This is technology that we're quickly approaching. Do you think we're gonna fucking try and clone dinosaurs? I guarantee we are.
Oh yeah.
We've
already been trying to clone a woolly mammoth.
Right. So we're gonna do everything Ice Age. We're gonna do everything pre-Ice Age, prehistoric.
I mean, we've been cloning since the 70s.
Right.
With sheep.
Right.
And rats.
And pigs. We've cloned
Pigs?
lots and lots
Yes.
of pigs. Thanks, Mike. I appreciate that. I don't know that you would like it very much right now because it's very sunburnt. It's kind of like leather.
Mike says he misses Tyler's face.
But like in the livestock, and I won't go much into this, but in the livestock industry and show animals, if you have a boar, just in swine specifically, if you have a boar that makes you a shit ton of money, there's a lot of producers out there that have cloned those boars. They've put the capital forward and they've cloned that animal, and it comes out 100% identical. No side effects, same lifespan, obviously different life experiences, but, who's to say that we don't fucking jump into cloning dinosaurs and then it's like, what if we did some Neanderthals? What if we did some Cro-Magnon men? Because if you break down the human genome, and I don't remember the percentage, but there's a certain percentage of people that inherited traits from the Neanderthals, and then there's a certain percentage of people that inherited the other prehistoric people's genes. Because the Neanderthals and prehistoric man were breeding.
Yeah, I believe there were like at least 3 different, I'm gonna say strains. Like you had
Neanderthal. I'm going to say
Cro-Magnon.
Cro-Magnon because
And there was another. I feel like there was another one.
But the Neanderthal and the Cro-Magnon men, or Cro-Magnon people, were breeding together.
Devin's just watching for the stash. Thanks, Devin.
All right. Excuse me, I'm going to swivel around and touch myself.
the whole cloning debate is mostly religious people.
Not necessarily.
No, they don't want you playing God.
There's a large portion. That's the way that they put it, but there's a large portion of the scientific community that don't want us to go down that path either, because the way that I look at it, and the way that I think a lot of people look at it, is we're going to open a door. We're going to open door number 1, and it's going to make it capable for us to clone people.
Yes.
So if my wife and my kid die in a car accident right now, and I have the technology to clone them, is it fair to the people that are being recreated to be recreated?
No, I don't think so.
No. So it's not the moral conundrum of we should not play God. It gets into ethics, like all the experiences that my wife and I have had. If I recreate my wife and say, "Hey, you have amnesia, this is our life together," that's not the same person. It's the same person genetically, but that is not the same person. It's the whole nature versus nurture argument. Psychologically, they are not the same human being. Their brain matter is not identical, because that's all electrochemical shit that you cannot recreate.
It hasn't been shaped by all those years and years and years of experiences and input.
Yeah.
So. Yeah,
because, like I brought up with the swine industry, there's people cloning their pets right now. If you have the money to do it, you can do it. It doesn't affect me, so I don't really care, but it is a stepping stone.
Oh, yeah.
In the scientific community, certain people believe that we're going to open one too many doors and then we're going to doom ourselves, which we are already doing anyway.
Just naturally, fucking up this world.
But we are going to get to a point with genetic sciences that, we might start doing what InGen did with dinosaurs. We might put a little bit of cuttlefish in somebody's human DNA, and then we might be able to breathe underwater, and that's cool. But then we contaminate our genome with something that's not natural.
Yeah.
Something that's not naturally occurring in human beings. So I don't think it'll happen in our lifetime when someone attempts to clone a person. But definitely in our children's lifetime, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. I enjoy the thought of possibly playing God and creating new creatures, using what we have already in the genome libraries we have.
Yeah, because I read not long ago, like, how much of the animal kingdom have we mapped the entire genome? We finished the human genome, in the late 90s, early 2000s? Yeah. And then I know there's been a large portion of mammals and reptiles that we've done. I don't know that we've done a whole lot else. I can't say for sure, but we're just knocking them out, because the human genome was the most difficult of everything, because we're psychologically, we're the most complex organism on the earth.
Okay.
So...
Makes sense.
This is a nice segue, because I wanted to ask you about this, and anybody that's listening or watching the live stream is free to throw it in the chat and tell me what you think. But there's a theory going on around right now that octopi, so octopuses, squid, cuttlefish, cephalopods, thank you, nautilus, are not native to Earth.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Because they are completely unique in the animal kingdom. They have an octopus in its lifespan has the ability to completely change its genetic code to give itself abilities or take away abilities that were passed down to it. No other animal on Earth has that ability. We can do it in a generation or two. We can't do it to ourselves in our own lifespan.
That's interesting. I remember reading about that a while ago.
There's a couple theories, like, once, whatever the fossil record is, right around the time that we consider the start of the fossil record, they just kind of showed up, whether it was rode down on an asteroid or they were a byproduct of another alien species, bringing them like as a food source or something. Because they're the most adaptable creatures on Earth, besides us, But they just do it to the upteenth power, because they can literally change anything about themselves in a year.
Interesting. Clint Chase says, I think I saw a video on that the other day, but it was debunked somehow.
I haven't seen that.
Micah Taylor says, you would sound smarter if you didn't speak.
Thanks, Micah. I appreciate that. That's the nicest thing you've ever said to me.
And Mike Norris says, you need a table.
Fuck off, Mike. Quit watching our stream.
Mike Norris over at Game Addicts. Go check out Game Addicts.
Or don't. Because they have a table and we don't condone tables.
Yeah, we don't condone tables here on Podcastrophe. Looking at you, Aaron Sperling, wherever you are.
We should tag him in the comments.
Clint says it was probably fake news. And Micah says, I can hear you're fat.
Thanks, Micah. I can hear your hillbilly.
Man.
What do you have to talk about? Do you have anything to talk about? Because I've talked now for like 25 minutes without taking a breath.
I don't really got much to talk about.
What did we do last weekend? Talk about that.
That was what I was getting at. We did an event here in Lafayette called Laffycon.
Do you have to say it like you have Down syndrome?
We had Laffycon. We did Laffycon this weekend.
We did a thing.
We hosted a bunch of panels. We hosted the future 200th episode of Journey into Comics.
We did. We did do that.
It was a really fun time. And had a lot of fun doing stuff and things. No, we really had a lot. I learned some things about myself, such as I'm not a panel guy. I don't like doing panels now. I'm sure it'd be better if I was the one hosting the panel and I was the only person up there. But if someone else is up there, they tend to take over.
Especially Nate and I up there talking. Yeah, because Nate, you're not going to help talk us.
Oh no, not at all. But like every time Nate would look over at me and say, "Hey, do you have any questions, Dick?" I'm like, "Nope. You've been asking all the questions and I don't really know what to ask. I'm just listening. I'm learning. I'm taking all this in." The chat feed is blowing up.
Clint wants to know why your sideburns and mustache are a different color than your regular hair.
Well, believe it or not, so the thing is, my dad has red hair. I have brown hair. I have red in my beard and facial hair. That's actually a pretty common thing, whether your parent has red hair or not. It's actually a pretty common thing for red hair to be in your facial hair.
I've got a lot of red hair.
So, why is Tyler's face red? Stolen valor. What? He looks like cooked chicken egg.
Yeah, I worked outside today for 13 hours, Micah, so that's why I'm sunburned. I got sunburned yesterday, so I double burned myself.
He says he thinks it's fake.
I know, but
he thought my mustache was fake.
You trying to rip it off is not the same as me trying to rip it off.
I'm just straight up demonstrating.
Yeah, I could be glued on there.
No.
You don't know what.
No, you're not going to rip it off. You're not going to rip it off. I need an umbrella hat. You need an umbrella hat.
I need an umbrella hat. I really do.
Just like the one Bill Murray had in a Looney Tunes movie.
Yes.
Space Jam.
Micah says,
Space Jam.
Tyler doesn't really have facial hair. He spilled his dog on his face as he ate it. I don't really know what to think about that, nor do I understand what you're trying to say. Yeah.
No. But no, back to Laffycon. No, despite me discovering, okay, I'm not so good at panels and I'm maybe just not the best person for them, I really had a great time talking to the panelists. Mm-hmm. Met a lot of artists, met a lot of people in general, and it was just really cool to connect with them even off the stage and just chat with them the little bit that we did.
Well, we did have, Laffycon was supposed to highlight all of the artists, whether we're local or, it doesn't really matter. We got to interview some really cool people. We got to interview a guy who builds fucking Batmobiles for a living and has been doing it for a good amount of time, has made it his life's passion.
Almost 20 years now.
Almost 20 years. And how cool is it that you can find a dream when you're a kid and, man, like, I'm going to do that for a living, and then actually follow through and do it. Brian K. Morris, the man with the fez. I really like doing his panel. He's got a lot of interesting takes on stuff, and he does a very good job of painting the life of an independent author and publisher. So, Andy Cordy, John Tyler Christopher, the Wabash Paranormal Society. I thought that one was cool.
Yeah.
So we've got a lot of networking opportunities, in the next year or so, and
we're hoping to have a bunch of those guys on our show
in some capacity.
Yeah, in the next few weeks, you can look forward to hearing some of those panels that we did on Journey into Comics. So have fun listening to that.
Do you want to talk about maybe a guest that you're going to have on in the next few weeks?
I am. First, I would like to actually play. So, I have such a hard time saying his name. His name is like Tanner Cowens. Can't remember. I don't know how. I can't remember if I've ever heard it actually said. But so Tanner is now the former singer for Rest Repose. Last week, I read the statement done by Rest Repose and talked about his live video,
which was very professional.
Yeah, very professional.
I haven't watched the live video. But the statement that Rest Repose put out was very professional.
Yeah, the live video is on his Instagram, so it's gone. Unfortunately, otherwise I would have watched it and reacted to it right there. But no, he put out a live video saying he didn't know if he was in the band, and after his live video, he didn't know if that was gonna affect things or not. But like a day or so after Rest Repose posted their statement, he came out and he posted a song that apparently he says, the song description says, "Meh, I made a song on June 22nd, 2018, and it sounds like this." So I'm going to play the song. And
how many views does this song have on YouTube?
Let me check real quick. It's up to 1,175 views. Not a bunch.
Okay.
127 likes. He only has 1,300 people subscribed to him.
See, I figured he had a lot more than that.
No, Rest Repose isn't as big as I like to make them out to be. That their only real star power they have is Ryan Fluff Bruce and Jared Dines. But yeah, so
thanks for joining us, Brian Fisher. Nice to see you.
Yeah. So this is Tanner, and it's his song called So Much More. Check it out. Oh, fuck. I never switched it over.
That's why I asked.
Good call.
Thanks, Brian. Appreciate it.
This chorus is so goddamn catchy.
I like it. I like it a lot.
It's that hook.
Yep. Micah, I don't know this show could handle Benny as a guest.
Your friends are like really blowing up our chat, and I love it.
Micah and Brian are former coworkers of mine. So
Yeah.
my first impressions, being the one that's less musically inclined, I think it'll hold more weight if I throw mine out there first. I really dig it. Like you said, the chorus and the hook are super catchy. I mean, it does what a hook is supposed to do. It hooks you. It grabs you. It makes it worthwhile to listen to 10 more seconds of the song.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I don't follow Rest Repose as much as you do. You started to get me into them, and then things that I liked, like his vocals, are now no longer there. Now it's like,
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm going to continue trying to get into them. I'll definitely give him a chance, no doubt. But overall, that song, if he could continue to, if he forms a band and continues to put music out that's that quality, I'll listen to it, no problem.
Right. Yeah, he's got a couple previous bands before Rest Repose. One called Fallen Theory, and then one called Dry Season.
Okay, I actually recognize that name.
Really, Dry Season?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
You don't have anything else to say?
No, I don't. I haven't listened to either of them. I've just looked into his.
I saw an article, like, I want to say like 5 years ago, that mentioned them as bands. Like, you know how you see all the clickbait shit on the internet that's like, check out these top 5 up-and-coming bands. Bleh.
Yeah.
I think I found Dry Season in one of those, like, clickbaity articles.
Okay.
So that's how I don't think I listened to very much of their music, but what I listened to, I enjoyed.
Okay. Yeah, he was doing a live video on Instagram, I think yesterday, while I was moving, and I was just watching it, and I decided to comment and be like, hey, you should plug a certain podcast you're going to be on next week. And he's like, yeah, check out Podcastrophe.
Cool. Connor Mitten says, I like the new setup. Now you just need some cool nerd posters on the back wall. We are actually talking about what our plan for that is. We have quite a bit of acoustic foam that we're going to lay out on the walls in our studio, but we will also be putting up cool shit.
Or not cool posters, probably be more appropriate.
God damn it, Micah. Like, this is Micah and I's relationship. Like, Micah and I, when Micah and I started working together, we hated each other. Well, yeah, we hated each other because he hated me as much as I hated him. And then all at once it was like, we should probably work together and all this shit would be a lot easier. So then we got really close, and he's a good friend. He's a good dude.
Sweet.
He's dumber than a bag of hammers, but he's a good dude.
Anyway, so next week, I haven't established a time. I'm actually working on possibly being able to stream it, but I haven't set up a time with Tanner to record. But either if it's streamed, cool. If not, you'll get the stream because I'm recording with Tanner next Monday.
You could always record the video and then just make it a Facebook video.
Ah, true. I could do that. But yeah, so I'm definitely gonna be sitting down and chatting with Tanner next Monday. If it streams, it streams. If it doesn't, you'll see it. Otherwise, you'll definitely hear it on Thursday. But other than that, you're gonna be getting Tyler and Skylar next Tuesday.
Skylar and I are hosting Podcastrophe on Tuesday, solo style. We might be more interesting than Blaine and Miranda talking. Definitely more interesting than Blaine talking by himself.
Yeah.
As my wife will probably huddle in the corner and not say anything, just stare at the camera. Well, no, she probably won't even make eye contact with the camera. She just puts her face in the closet.
She doesn't want to be in that closet.
No, she doesn't. I don't think I would make anyone go in that closet.
Got a lot of work ahead of us.
Yeah, Skylar and I are compiling a nice topic list of things to talk about, stuff that we don't normally talk about on Podcastrophe.
Awesome.
Shit that she's into, and shit that we might actually be getting involved in a little bit with a collaboration with the Wabash Paranormal Society.
Oh?
You don't remember talking to them at the show about that?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
It's been a long couple days.
Just vaguely remember it, and then we can move on from it.
You better stream Tyler adhering that acoustic foam on the top of that wall. No ladder.
Fuck off, Clint. I'm gonna make you come put that foam up, big giant bastard. We need to get Clint on here. I've been trying, since I became a co-host on this show, I've been trying to get Clint on this show, and he just won't do it. And you need to do it.
Calling out right now.
Clint's a good dude that does things.
It's stuff. Calling you out right now. You need to be on the show.
Clint would be a fantastic voice of survival also.
Sweet. You know who we need to get on here? Jack.
Yeah.
I told him after we moved we'd get him on here. I told former guest David Gunyon, get him back on here.
Good God. So Brian Fisher says pugs, Tyler, pugs. Brian is a big fan of pugs, much like my wife, which I am not.
Pugs are terrible.
So pugs will probably be a topic on the show. And then Micah's comment is she probably doesn't want people to see you with her, probably putting her in the closet. Yeah, I mean, if you look at my wife and look at me, it's like, do you feel bad for him? So, anyway, what's next, Blaine?
I really don't got much else to say.
Okay, I have some things. Blaine and I are probably going to see Ant-Man and the Wasp Thursday night on premiere night.
Yes.
That's the tentative plan for now. So we'll have our review that normally goes in tandem with Journey into Comics. I'm sure Nate will also see it on preview night or very close.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be a good one to talk about. Saturday for Journey into Comics 200, which a little bit of time travel will be after this episode airs, obviously. We did kind of a movie fight. We picked our favorite, what we believed the best movie of 2018 was. I picked Deadpool 2. You picked Infinity War.
Yes.
Nick Maxon of Brews with Dudes chose Solo, and then Veronica chose Black Panther. So it was nice to kind of debate and just have a nice conversation about all of those movies.
You know, I didn't really get to defend Infinity War that much. Not that it needed defending.
Yeah, you didn't need that. That was the safe choice because you.
Cool, Joe. Cool, Joe.
Stand by for possible podcast interruptions.
Yeah, but no, I didn't really get to defend Infinity War that much. I mean, it didn't need defending.
I was the only one that challenged it. So
honestly, yeah. And the thing about, I didn't get to say any of my points other than that it was 10 years of culmination, and like that wasn't even like the best point I had.
But you were struggling talking.
Not there.
A little bit.
Not there.
Yeah, just a little bit. you would start something and then somebody else would just grab your sentence and finish it.
Yeah, I'm like,
and then you would be like, okay.
I'm like, cool, but it is what it is. Yeah, Infinity War is definitely the best one out of all those movies. Deadpool 2 is a close second, I would say, but Black Panther, God, I am so tired of people championing that movie. I am so, like, it's...
We said our piece about Black Panther when we did our Black Panther cast.
It's an alright movie. It was a cool...
I don't even think it's an alright movie. I think it's an okay movie.
It was a cool piece, but, like, it is not this movie that everybody's made it out to be. That's the outro. We're almost there.
We'll
but
get it.
It's muted. It's already muted.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're good. I got this.
All right. Whoa. Stand down.
He's pointing at the outro track, and it's coming up. It's approaching it because that's where I put it last week. Normally, it's a lot farther along because we usually go longer.
Right.
But
so anyway, we're planning on seeing Ant-Man and the Wasp Thursday night on premiere night. Plosives are getting me. And then we will go for our second viewing with our lovely wives.
At some point.
More than likely very soon to Thursday night. And we'll get to try the guest feature on Movie Pass.
Yes.
Which will be cool to test that out.
Yeah, the Movie Pass changed.
Yeah, talk about that.
I didn't look into it past when you sent me, so this is all going off of memory. But yeah, apparently you can bring a guest now, and if the guest signs up to Movie Pass within 24 hours of being a guest, they get like a discount or something, or a free month.
I think it's a free month, or maybe a discounted first month.
Yeah. So, and then there's also now different plans, so that you can possibly go to like IMAX or use it on 3D. And I think they're trying to compete with AMC.
I think more so than anything, AMC is trying to compete with them because AMC just rolled their service out.
Their service is like garbage. I think it's not that great. Like,
yeah, I looked into it and I was not impressed.
You get to see like 4 movies a week, or no, it's like 4 movies a month. I mean, given AMC movie theaters are usually really good, high quality theaters. Bigger screens, typically IMAX. Yeah.
Anyway, the reason I brought up Ant-Man and the Wasp is, personally, I think Ant-Man and the Wasp is my most looked forward to movie of 2018.
Really?
Just because...
More so than Deadpool and Infinity War.
Yes, just because... As we got closer to Infinity War, we realized that Paul Rudd was not in the film.
Yeah.
Evangeline Lilly was not in the film. None of the cast of Ant-Man was in the film as a whole. So, then the questions start like, where are they at? What are they doing? Where does the movie fit into the timeline? Because now we've had 10 years worth of movies culminating in Infinity War. Now it's like, okay, where is all this shit happening? When is it happening? Why is it happening? And I was an extremely large critic. I was really hard on Paul Rudd when he was cast as Ant-Man, because Paul Rudd is a fantastic comedian, and he's a fantastic actor.
Yeah.
But I've never seen him do a very good job of being serious.
And he wasn't.
But it fit.
It fit, exactly.
Part of the reason I didn't look forward to it is because I thought this was Hank Pym as Ant-Man and not Scott Lang. So once I figured it out, okay, let's see how this goes. And Paul Rudd, out of all the castings that I rave about with Marvel and Disney, I think Paul Rudd is one of the ones that they get the 100% grade A+ stamp of approval, because I have never heard anyone say, yeah, Paul Rudd wasn't very good as Ant-Man. I've heard people make the case like they definitely could have found somebody better for Captain America. Chris Evans brought life back into that character, put his own spin on it that isn't always justice and fighting for good. He put his own spin on it, and he made that character great again. You see what I did there? A little heritage coming at you. But yeah, I think above all else, Paul Rudd is he's the guy. I don't know of anyone else that I would have made Scott Lang. So I'm looking forward to it. There's not really much else through the holiday season that I'm looking forward to. I mean, there's that Mile 22. I think that with Mark Wahlberg, I think that looks really cool.
It looks decent.
But yeah, other than Ant-Man and the Wasp, I mean, I'm pretty
hyped for How to Train Your Dragon 2.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I am
one,
so
of
hyped
course.
for How to Train Your Dragon 2. Miranda's never seen either How to Train Your Dragon movie, so I got to get on that. We got to watch the Purge movies. Apparently,
Have you not watched any?
I haven't watched any of them, but or Year One or the first Purge, that actually looks pretty good.
Yeah, the first and second Purge movies aren't bad. The third one's
Election Year,
pretty bad.
yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of cool movies coming out. I'm looking forward to them, especially now that Miranda's living with me. We can do things a lot more often together. We don't. But that's another thing I had to mention. I forgot to mention. I moved.
Yeah, talk about that.
We mentioned that we're in a different studio, but I moved. We're now living at Joe's place, and we got the kids here. We got Miranda here. Baxter's here. Well, he's not currently here. I'm gonna go get him tonight.
Where the hell's he at?
He's at my house.
Oh, just by himself, just hanging out?
Yeah, Andy's there. Or maybe he's not there. I don't know.
What's up with this cat, bro?
Yeah. That was
What's going on with this cat?
That was an interesting text I got Sunday. What's up with this cat, bro? Well, he's there. There's no litter.
He's a cat.
I know. We're working on that. I'm very aware of the situation. Yeah, it's going to be interesting getting used to living with kids. But I've been making it an effort to have them around me more often lately.
Be involved in their lives.
And having them stay the night like every chance they can. Obviously, I haven't during the week because I work and whatnot. But during the weekends, definitely having them over every chance we can. Just getting them used to me, getting me used to them, and that's been fun. It hasn't been bad. I have no complaints.
Being a parent's cool.
It is. You know, and I'm
step parent or otherwise, it doesn't matter.
And you know, I've over the last 8-9 months I've been with Miranda, I've been getting more and more into that lifestyle, the parenting lifestyle, and it's been interesting, and I'm enjoying it more and more every day.
You learn a lot about yourself.
Yeah.
Trying to teach people how to be people.
Yeah, definitely. You witnessed one of my finer parenting moments when you came over to pick up the Zoom, I think, and I was helping Maverick.
Let me tell this.
Yeah.
So I walk in to this sanctum of dicks, expecting to see what I normally see, and I open the door, and here's Blaine and young Maverick sitting on the floor, both of their legs crossed, just putting together some Legos. And I stopped and I said, "Hey, you know, what's going on?" And you didn't hurry to get up because you were so involved with what you were doing, and the look on your face was very childlike. You were involved in what you were doing.
Yes.
But as I got closer, I stood there for a minute. You're like, "Well, Maverick, where does this go next? I don't think that one goes there. Let's try and put it here." And you were doing what most people as parents fail to do. You weren't doing everything for him. You were making him do it himself, but you were there for him to say...
To guide along, you know?
To guide, and not just take the reins and say, you know, we're turning left. This is where we're going. And it was nice for me to see, you know, you're one of my best friends. You know, that's well known. We're life partners. But I've never seen that interaction with you and children. You know, because when Miranda and I basically came into the picture at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And you and I had talked about it very early on, and you're like, "Yeah, I don't know what to do with fucking kids."
No,
it's like I don't know how to parent, and there's no manual.
No, there's not.
You have to figure it out for yourself, just like we have to teach our kids to figure shit out for themselves instead of coddling them and fucking wiping their ass until they're like 8 years old. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
It was a nice moment that you were enjoying, he was enjoying, and that shit is important. Blood does not mean your family.
No. It's being there for them.
Yep.
It's being the one that's there.
Yep.
You know, that was a really cool moment for me. Just because, like, I just started doing it. Like I didn't even have to think about it.
Well, and we had to walk into the other room to grab some stuff. He didn't just jump up and follow you. Like, he wasn't relying on you to put those Legos together.
No.
He kept doing what he was doing, and then you sat right back down when I left and went right back to it.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
Which was cool. It was cool to watch that.
Like I said, it was a cool moment, and it took nothing from me. Like I didn't have to think about it. I just acted.
That's what's the problem, though. Most people have to think and choose to do shit like that.
Yeah.
It just doesn't come natural.
I just saw him playing with it, and I think he even asked me, and I was like, yeah, sure, dude. Like, no questions. So it was cool. It was fun.
Zyra fist bumped me yesterday.
We got disconnected. Hopefully we'll be back soon. Yeah, and Zyra fist bumped you yesterday, and she is like the shyest person.
Yeah, normally she runs in terror.
If she doesn't know you,
she just runs in terror.
If she doesn't know you, she's super shy. We're currently dealing with her getting over Rocky.
Rocky!
She is like scared to death of Rocky, and none of us understand it because like at Miranda's mom's, there's a Doberman there. There are bigger dogs there.
Right.
And it's like she's been around dogs her entire life. There's just no reason to be scared of a little rat terrier. Like a tiny little thing. It just starts barking at her.
Rat terriers are a-holes.
Yeah, but
that's irrelevant. There's no need to be terrified of a rat terrier.
No, but she's scared shitless, and she as soon as she knows that the dog's out, she immediately goes into tears. And she, even in the safety of her room, she's like in tears and like, we don't get it.
His name's Rocky, not Cujo.
Yeah.
He's not coming after you. Settle down.
But yeah, that's that. So it's been that. Last night was their first night here. Last night was our first night here. I slept very peacefully, maybe due to the NyQuil I took. I don't know. If you can't tell in my voice, I'm still kind of getting over whatever it is I have. I've got a lot of congestion in my throat.
You sound normal to me.
Oh, I don't feel, my voice doesn't feel normal. But yeah, I'm whatever it is, I'm getting over. I had it this weekend too, which also kind of didn't help with Laffycon.
Yeah, you just.
I tried to stay away from the mic as much as I could. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you got to talk about?
I've almost knocked out all the stuff I've had to talk about.
Oh my God, we're only at an hour.
I didn't figure this episode would be super long. It's our first. Well, I know exactly one of the things I was going to talk about. So,
okay, go for it.
So we've moved everything obviously into our new location, the currently unnamed studio. I have a new mic that will be here by the end of the week. So my audio quality is going to improve. I'll have my own sound.
Yes.
We decided to purchase some studio lighting.
Yes.
So without the lighting that we've acquired, it would be so dark in here that we wouldn't be able to live stream. So we've improved that. We're talking about adding another room mic to put on the adjacent side of the room. So not everybody knows how to hold a microphone. Not everybody knows how to interact with a microphone. So we took a microphone that we already had that works great as a room mic. So we're going to try and get like a kind of a panoramic 360-degree sound going on. We're going to add the acoustic foam to the back wall and the surrounding walls in the studio. We may or may not have a deal with a comic book artist to finalize our logo and do our logo in 8-bit.
Yes, that'll be sweet.
So look forward to that. Matt Waite was one of our guests for panels at Laffycon, and we like the stuff that he's putting out, and we have a good relationship with him. So we haven't entirely decided what our concept is going to be, but hopefully we can nail that down with him and then officially update our logo here by the end of the summer.
Yeah. Really looking forward to that, because then that's something we could start putting on stickers and merch.
Yep.
And get stuff out to you guys. You know?
Because we have a store available now, but we don't really have all of our concepts down for our merch. We don't know what we're going to tackle first. Stickers will probably be one of the first things that we tackle, but like I said, we still haven't officially knocked it down. There's Possibly some more stuff going to be happening with the whole Journey into Comics network as far as merch.
Feel free to submit merch designs to us.
Yeah, absolutely.
We can talk. We can work out some kind of deal and get you compensated for it if need be. Or you can just donate your merch design to us. It doesn't matter. We'll figure something out. But yeah, go ahead and shoot it. Thanks for whispering into the microphone. I whispered over here. Oh, it probably still picked you up. Fuck off. Oh my god. Anyway, so if you want to submit any merch designs or any kind of designs to us, like fan designs, I don't know how many fans we have really out there, but shoot it over at podcastrofepod@gmail.com. That's podcastrofepod@gmail.com. It's listed on our Facebook page. You can contact us through there. We also have a donate button. It is currently the Shop Now button on our page. If you click Shop Now, it will take you to our donation area where you can just donate whatever you want. If you want, it's completely voluntary.
But that doesn't take away from the total network Patreon that we have available.
No, it doesn't.
Which may or may not be getting some tier changes happening in the near future. I'm not going to say much more because I don't have the details. But yeah, so our number one goal right now between Blaine and I is we're trying to cement this studio space as ours, and we're going to try and provide the best audio quality, the best video quality. We've talked about adding another webcam and doing the room or having another video feed at a different angle. We've got all kinds of ideas throwing back and forth from each other, and we haven't really cemented what we're going to do next. But we're still the guys that talk about random shit and drink beer, so
yes,
we appreciate all of you for hanging out with us. Jennifer, if you get on the show, I'll get you a Podcastrophe t-shirt. You will be our first person that gets a Podcastrophe t-shirt, even before us.
Yeah.
But you got to come on the show.
Yep. You got to be here.
You got to come into the studio and do a show with us. That's all I got to say.
That's all I got to say.
That's all he's got to say, and that's all I got to say, and I'm not saying any more about it.
Nope.
None. Easy there, fella. Easy there.
I'm finally drinking my last double cherry Slurpee from 450 North.
I'm too dehydrated. Actually, no. Get me one. Surprise me.
This
with
is
something.
my last one.
No. I said surprise me with something.
I'll get you one when we're done with the show. How's that sound?
All right. I'll just fuck off.
I don't want to get up.
No, I get it.
Now, the awesome thing now with this studio is we have my mini fridge in studio.
Yep.
We don't have to...
and we're not sitting way far away from each other.
No. We don't have to... I don't have to leave the room to go get beer.
It is really hot in here, though.
It is. It is. I think it's all the lights and computer that's going to happen. Heat's going to build up. Body heat.
And I'm really sunburnt, so I'm putting off a lot of heat right now.
Yeah. Wow. You are warm.
Yeah.
You are warm.
Yeah. We'll knock the details out, Jennifer. You tell us when you're available, and we will make it happen.
Yeah.
So, I don't really know what else I have.
I'm good with that.
Oh. Talk about our Sweetwater trip.
Oh, we are possibly going to Sweetwater here in a couple weeks on a good old Sunday afternoon.
Get up early.
Morning.
Crank out some breakfast. Head to Sweetwater with our former guest and now studio roommate, Joe.
Studio landlord.
Studio overlord.
Yes.
I'm going to imagine Joe as the landlord from Kingpin most of the time. He's just going to come down here and demand sexual favors from us to continue our studio ship.
Oh.
You're gayer than I am, so you're going to have to take one for the team, literally.
No.
Okay. Anyway, yeah, we're gonna cruise up to Sweetwater, see if there's not anything that we can get that's available and financially feasible to upgrade the studio, and just kind of build a wish list of stuff that we want to, because Blaine and I have taken a lot of time to kind of nail down a wish list of things that we think will improve this show as a whole, and now we are both in a place where financially we can start knocking these things out. So,
yeah. You know, we got a lot of shit set up so that we can both put money towards shit.
Yeah.
And we have donations, like I was talking about earlier, donations. They help out. They will help us acquire these things. You guys can directly help us. And as I said, it's all completely voluntary.
Which will also fast track us to merch things.
Yes. That too.
Yep.
It's all coming. It's all coming. We have a lot of awesome shit in store for you guys.
Yee.
So, is that all, Tyler?
Yeah, I want to apologize to anybody that's listening to this episode because it is shorter today. I'm getting back into the swing of, you know, having a topic list and trying to keep the show going, and I'm also very, very tired and very, very sunburnt today, so my brain is a little bit scrambled. Micah, I will definitely get some glitter in my beard next week. One thing that I do want to add before we sign off, our little podcast family here might be taking a trip to go pay our respects to our Lord and Savior Harambe by the end of the summer. We haven't really nailed down a tentative time, but I think the summertime is when we need to do that. I will tell you, the Cincinnati Zoo is hot as fuck in the summertime.
Oh.
There's not a lot of shade and everything is spread out, so... But it'll be a good experience to take all the kids to.
Oh, definitely.
And we get to, obviously, pray to our Lord and Savior, Harambe.
We're going to make our pilgrimage.
Which I've already done, but now you're kind of like my acolyte. I'm kind of like the senior monk, and I've taken you under my tutelage, and I converted you to Harambeism, even though you were already a follower of...
I was already a follower, I just wasn't initiated.
The great being that was Harambe.
Dicks out.
Dicks out. Hashtag. That's all I got. I'm kind of rambling now.
All right, folks. If you want to hear us every Thursday, please subscribe to Journey into Comics on Podbean, Stitcher Radio, Google Play, iTunes, Spotify. I think that's all of them.
And all the other podcasting services out there.
Yeah. If you want to watch this happen live every Tuesday around 5:30, and then you get to see me and Tyler live recording this podcast.
Maybe I shouldn't come back to the show. Micah says he hates me so much.
You can chat with us. You can comment on it and chat with us, and we will react to it. We have been talking about possibly separating the live feed with the audio feed. Mm-hmm. There's no reason we can't just do some. If an opportunity like strikes itself to do an audio show, why not just separate them for that? I mean, sometimes it'll be the same, sometimes it won't.
We're talking about increasing the amount of shows that we do a week. We have the ability to podcast mobily, so we'll definitely get a podcast rolling when we go to Sweetwater. We'll definitely get one going when we head to Cincinnati for that trip, because there's a lot of shit to do in Cincinnati. So there's a lot of cool shit to do in Cincinnati. So yeah, we wanna provide as much quality content as we can.
Quality and fun.
Yeah, we definitely don't want to overfill our feed with just crap, because we do this for fun. We do this for everybody that wants to listen to this, because our goal is we're here having fun. Why not bring everybody else with us and let them have a little bit of fun too?
Yeah.
So
if that is all, that is all.
That is all, I believe.
I'm Dick.
I'm sunburnt Tyler.
And please make every day a big dick day. Bye, guys.
Woke up this morning with my dick in my hand. Girl is to the right of me, just like I planned. It's gonna be a big dick day. It's gonna be a big dick day. It's gonna be a big dick day. It's gonna be a big gonna be a big day. It's gonna be a